TV series The Real Housewives of Atlanta is a hit, and one of its biggest stars is the bigger-than-life Nene Leakes.
But the I-Team takes a look at what is real about their reality series and what isn't. Dana's here now. Dana?
Well, I'll tell you, a lot has been made, as you know, about the Leakes and the status of their TV home. But the I-Team finds that's not the only financial woe the stars are battling. The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
If it doesn't make me money, I don't do it.
It's a reality TV show that takes viewers into the homes and lives of some of Atlanta's well-to-do.
People are intimidated by my success.
It's about people who live in homes like this, wives with chefs, ladies who get massages whenever they want. And the biggest housewife personality to jump off of the screen is the tangy-tongued Nene Leakes.
I don't keep up with the Joneses. I am the Joneses.
On the Bravo Network series, Nene Leakes lives here in this upscale Sugarloaf subdivision with her husband, Gregg. Viewers ride along when the Leakes buy their teenage son this $42,000 truck.
And your girl, I will be wearing diamonds as well.
Where do Nene and Gregg Leakes get all of this money? The show's online bio says Gregg Leakes is a successful real estate investor and business consultant. Nene, whose real name is Lenethea, runs a charity. Fans love her for her what you see is what you get attitude.
I don't like to pretend.
But that's exactly what some people say the Leakes are doing, pretending. Real estate records show that Nene and Gregg Leakes don't own this luxury home. In fact, they don't even live here anymore. The reality is this, that Gregg Leakes owes a lot of people a lot of money. Their TV home on the reality show was really a rental. And according to court records, a judge ordered their eviction on October 13th for not paying rent. Late today, a lawyer for the Leakes told us the court set aside the writ of possession and dismissed the case. But there's more money problems, a whopping $100,000 in tax liens against Mr. Leakes for unpaid taxes.
Come on. There you go.
Pat Nelson, who sued Gregg Leakes, says the Leakes' real life doesn't match up to what you see on reality TV.
That's not real. What they are presenting is phony and just very misleading.
Pat Nelson claims Gregg Leakes beefs up his TV resume. She says he really owns a property management company called Advantage Move.
Here's a screen, obviously a broken screen.
Ms. Nelson lives in Kentucky and signed a contract with Gregg Leakes to rent and manage her Sugar Hill, Georgia rental home. The checks went to his wife, Nene Leakes, who's listed as a company organizer.
I was instructed that the property management fees were not to be paid to the property management company. They had to be made out to Lenethea Leakes.
Ms. Nelson says in a complaint filed with the Georgia Real Estate Commission that Mr. Leakes said he rented their home to a minister and his professor wife, a couple with great credit who could easily afford the $2,300 a month rent. But here's where the truth gets fuzzy again. Ms. Nelson claims the renters and the Leakes were actually friends.
Mr. Leakes, as it turned out, was a friend of the tenants, went to church with them.
Court records show her renters, in fact, did not have good credit and walked out on the lease, leaving the house with a lot of damage. Nelson took these photos showing water damage and ruined carpets.
Mice littered the floor.
The court records go on to say that human waste was on the patio and rotting food left in the house. The Leakes company, remember, was paid to keep an eye on the home and its renters.
It was deplorable. It was unhealthy, and yet Mr. Leakes said the house was left in pristine condition.
Pat Nelson says she had to hire a private investigator to find the former renters and to find the Leakes. In a negotiated settlement, the former renters agreed to pay her nearly $7,000 in damages. A judge ordered Mr. Leakes to pay more than $1,000 for breach of contract. She says Mr. Leakes still hasn't paid.
We knew when we walked out of there that Gregg Leakes would never pay us because of the type of person he was.
And again, she can't find him, so the I-Team went looking for Gregg and Nene Leakes. My name's Dana Fowle.
With the news.
We heard the Leakes were staying in this modest Duluth townhome. The young lady inside said the Leakes stay here sometimes with their son, But on this visit, they're not here.
Right now they're in Miami and they are not going to be back.
So we went back. Only this time, a man tells us that the Leakes do not live here. A Bravo TV spokeswoman wouldn't comment on our story, but did say this: the show is a reality show. Through a spokesman, Nene and Gregg Leakes say they never claimed to be rich, only that they're living a comfortable lifestyle. But Mr. Leakes will have to find a new way for his company to make money. In June, the State Real Estate Commission said he needed a license to run his business. Leakes agreed to stop. For now, this chatty TV couple who brags about spending thousands of dollars for a high school graduation suit and is upfront on air,
Don't mess with a diva. Damn!
is keeping their past to themselves.
To be continued.
Ms. Leakes runs a charity called Twisted Hearts Foundation. On the show, she collected nearly $20,000 for that group. We asked through her lawyer if she would tell us where that money went, but no one's gotten back to us on that yet. The Leakes said several times they would sit down and talk with the I-team about these issues, but they haven't yet.
But things keep changing in this story. Something else happened today?
Yeah, just late this afternoon, a writ of possession was dismissed. That is according to court documents. Why all of a sudden? Well, we called the property manager of that house, and he said because there was a trade-off. Mr. Leakes, he said, agreed to pay the back rent, so they dropped the writ of possession.
But he did get the money in hand.
He says they have an agreement.
Oh, okay. All right. Dana, thanks.
We'll see where that money gets paid. Dana, thanks.